Look at the brilliance of that 3D dragon. Take that, Studio Dean. Okay, so a fantasy anime with powerful heroes and several ties to the King Arthur legend? Yeah, it's pretty good. But enough about Fate Stay Night. I joke, but you have to admit that it is hilarious for Ufotable, a studio that doesn't mass-produce shows like other studios, to just so happen to be producing a series whose main character is basically a reincarnation of King Arthur, especially when only a few years ago they produced a series that did something similar. Best thing about all of this is that it is completely coincidence. Ufotable has produced tales of anime in the past, and they are usually in charge of several animated scenes for the games themselves. And they're just the obvious pick for a project like this. The similarities between it and Fate Stay Night are just amusing to me. Anyway, Tales of Zestiria the X is an animated adaptation of a video game by the same name. It was released in Japan back in January of 2015, and it is, in my personal opinion, the most boring Tales of game I have ever played. I took it for a spin a couple of months ago on my gaming channel back when it came out on Steam, and while I admit that the story slightly drew me in a bit, I kept feeling like I was hampered by the gameplay. This was only cemented further in my mind when I later started to replay Tales of Symphonia when that came out on PC, and honestly, despite being 12 years older, that game was just so much more fun. But again, that's just me. So really, this anime is perfect, because assuming it covers the entirety of the game, it allows me, as someone who never liked the gameplay of the actual game, but was slightly intrigued by the story, to still enjoy it, but not have to play it or watch somebody else play it in a Let's Play or something. Now, the story itself is, well, kind of cliche. Tragedy is striking a fantasy world, and it's up to our sequestered young hero to save the day. Technically, I'm about to spoil something from a few episodes in, so if you truly care, then plug your ears for the moment. Our hero becomes an even more cliched stereotype when he pulls out a sword from a stone, King Arthur style, and becomes the shepherd. Prophesies to save the world from whatever evil befalls it. Though really that shouldn't be much of a spoiler, because the whole sword and the stone thing was introduced in episode 0, and this kind of plot element only has one inevitable conclusion. I'd like to say that the real entertainment in the story is how well all the various characters interact, but we haven't actually gotten far enough into the series to really seen that come out, because there's only like 3 of them right now. So I'll withhold judgment on that for a bit. The animation is obviously stellar, however, I will say that to a very small extent, I feel like it's missing the same extreme polish that we're used to seeing from Ufotable. Though I don't actually consider that to be a terribly bad thing. When comparing it to like the Fate anime, the animation I don't think is to the same quality, but then again, the production time for the series is quite less. Ufotable spent quite a few years with each of their Fate shows, and the same amount of prep time did not seem to happen here, unless of course the anime was in planning since before the game was released in Japan, but I doubt that. Which makes me question the game plan here. Like, even though it's been over a year, I find it odd that Namco would approve an anime series containing the entire story of their most recent Tales of game. Well, at least until next month, when Zestiria comes out in Japan. Like, it's not for promotional reasons, like most manga adaptations, because the story was finished. And hell, there already was an anime made to promote the game, though that was a film and it only covered like the first little bit of it. So did they give up on the game and just want to capitalize on the story? Unlikely. Because unlike my opinion of the game, the critical response to it was generally pretty high in the gameplay department and actually quite low in terms of story. But hey, they have next episode previews done in the same style as the story scenes from the game, which was a nice nod. I appreciated that. But everything I have seen so far makes me question where the story is going to go, because I only played a couple of hours, so I don't know. As I've mentioned, it's full of a lot of cliche elements, and so far the characters act within archetypes, but perhaps they will go out on a limb and change parts of the story that people don't like, so that it's more entertaining or something. I guess you can hope for that. Until then, do I think Tales of Zestiria the X is worth watching? So far, it's amazingly animated, like not to the same extent of the other works that they do, but still really good. So if you like Sakuga-related anime sequences, sure. But as of yet, I do hesitate to say that the story will make it worth the watch. I'm hopeful that future episodes of the show will change my mind on that, but for the moment, if you are not a fan of any of the Tales of games and have never really played any of them to begin with, then I don't know if this anime is going to be for you. Then again, the animation might make you want to watch it for the prettiness of it all. So far be it for me to stop you for that reason. But ultimately, I probably have to say, yeah, nah, give it a pass. At the time of this video, the series has been licensed by Funimation Entertainment and is available for streaming from them. It'll be part of their broadcast dub lineup this season and will air during Funimation's weekly Double Talk block when the dub premieres, but no word as of yet of the English cast. Out of date. Since the recording of this video, a dubcast has actually been released. Details in a link down in the description. So what did you guys think of Tales of Zestiria, the X? Let me know down in the Watchamajig. And for those of you who are further along in the show or have actually played the game, no spoilers, please. Thank you for watching this first reaction, and if you like this sort of thing, hit the like button to let me know, and if you have a suggestion of what I should talk about next, let me know down in the comments, though chances are I'm doing it anyway. And until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and others, stay frosty.